down here for both teams. You're going to have a little lineup rating favorite over here for Team Falcons.
Yeah.
But for TLPH, again, it's all down to the execution. They have so much macro pressure with the Loyi. That's probably the biggest thing. Now, they had that last time too, and it was kind of shut down with the glue, I would say, for the most part. So we're going to see if now the tools are here for Team Falcons to deal with that Loyi coming out from Sanji. So again, it's a game at 2 ahead of us. We're jumping into the Land of Dawn. TLPH versus Team Falcons. TLPH, remember, wants to go ahead and knock off one of the stipulations for making it the playoffs. They have to reverse sweep now against Team Falcons.
Yeah, which is why they're probably really careful here. They picked up 2 Purify spells for Sanji as well as Oheb, if I'm not mistaken. So if team fighting is the way to go indeed for Falcons here, they'd have a little more room to operate. But this is Team Liquid Philippines still maintaining that aggression early on.
Yeah, look at Super Marco. He's really up in your face against Oheb in the laning. Wants to get crabs, everything. But forces a rotation topside for JP to help out Oheb just a little bit. And Oheb trying to manipulate the minion waves and the siege minion especially, so that the minion waves are closer to his lane, so he's under tower, which forces a rotation topside for Team Liquid Philippines to supplement their gold laner a little bit more.
Yeah, and this is what we saw yesterday too. Again, for our viewers that probably, oh, hold on, Kyle?
Kyle TZ goes in.
Just gonna do some damage, but again, with the Kalea in play now for Game 2, this is what we saw yesterday, where the team opposing it was forced to go ahead and take up 2 Purifiers, or at least 1 Purify.
Yeah.
And so that might be one of the jobs only here, is just to pop those Purifies.
Yep. All right. Considering that the ultimate, the Tsunami Slam of the Kalea, isn't a suppress. She has no suppress in her kit. It's normal, cleansable crowd control, which are good calls for Team Liquid, which might mean that JP and or Sanford might be in the receiving end of just getting slammed down as much as possible, that they can apply the pressure. But of course, you can do that to Carl TZ. But with the escape capabilities of a Suyo, might not be the best target. I think they might want to lean towards that idea of, you know what, when they see JP, just bring him down low.
Yeah, at least for now, though, he has more ways to sustain and tank the damage. Carl TZ, though, just in time goes in and steals away the turtle in exchange of a kill onto JP, but Sanford still wants to go in for the fight. Dispersion rotation landed onto Flap TZ. Blade Surge will be denied by Ogwen somehow, but there's the Cyclone Eye keeping him alive, and now Carl TZ will be trapped in the middle of the members of Team Falcons and will be traded out to Sanford. Goes in, takes down Ogwen, and he's still trying to fight, but Kyle TZ is here. He needs to take note of the damage. Will survive and dodge that Abyssal Arrow, but not for long as he gets taken on by 2 members of Falcons.
All right, so the Phobius. Oh, wait. Few
will get bursted down.
All right, so of course, the familiarity between these 2 teams with everything that they did in the second half of last year.
Yeah.
Of course, we know the entire saga of Season 13, MSC, Season 14, into SPS Season 5. Don't know what we're talking about, look back into the history of then Falcons AP brand and Team Liquid Philippines. But yes, the Phobius will be a problem for Team Liquid Philippines, but not as big as a problem as the glue was in game number 1. However, as much as I am a glue guy, I am also a Phobius guy.
You're just all the guys.
I'm all the guys.
Hey.
Yeah, all the guys right now. But it's true. I mean, when we saw it picked up, again, it was prioritized in that first phase of the draft for TLPH. There's a reason for that. You're so capable of just tanking up so much, and you saw that is how basically the choreography of some of these team fights for Team Falcons is going to be. They're playing around some of the, bringing up the fights in a longer period of time and then landing arrows. A lot of the times it's got to be few that is able to land those abyssal arrows, and then they follow through with it until at one point Super Marco is going to be that main source of damage and he's online. But also think about the interactions with having a Joy and a Selena.
Yeah.
If they can also just kind of whittle down some of the magic defense that eventually TLPH will have, it'll help this lineup that they have.
Phew.
Stunned by the dark waves, and now he finds no way to get away. Sphere of Destruction does not connect, but there is the curtain call from Flap to somehow deny the aggression, but that's enough space. And this is probably one of the biggest differences. Team Liquid Philippines have more ways to zone right now.
Yeah, tremendous play by the Sansan duo. Sanford committing the issue there. I thought he used the flicker for the dark wave, but no, it was just straight up dark waving. Plus the duality interaction for the low Yi. So Falcons needs to watch out for that with the close range nature of the Selena. Has to be careful that if he gets caught out in the wrong spot, he's going to get taken down by a Phoveus and a low Yi very quickly.
Yeah, Louis is such a threat, even before you start considering the diversion and its uses there. Oh, Ogwin?
Ogwin.
Wow.
Forced to flicker out because he gets stunned consecutively here. Law and Order alongside the Spear of Misery. So there are a lot of layers too that Team Liquid Philippines could actually do once they get an isolated target from Falcons.
Yeah, and again, as they play around this composition that they have, Team Falcons are just going to be trying to find those pickoffs. Meanwhile, TLPH will go ahead and push down first turret of the game.
Ooh.
Little SOD just thrown out there, but this turret will fall now top side. They're setting themselves up to go ahead and have some of the advantage again. Just the fact that they get that push pretty much uncontested. You know, OHEB hasn't really had to do too much at all throughout these first 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, the small times where we saw the members of Team Liquid Philippines rotate up top is where Team Falcons, Super Marco, wasn't able to get a clear win in lane, which is why the Moskov is going to be unbothered. Again, Team Liquid Philippines will shine in the macro. They can do a lot to control the map. While Falcons, similar to game number 1, will have a lineup that want to play around trying to get a pick. At this point, though, it could be difficult, and I wanted to say it earlier in the draft, but we might be heading into game number 3. I was going into this game liking the Team Liquid Philippines draft a bit more.
And that's an Abyssal Arrow connecting onto Sanford. He won't be able to get away from that. One man down for Team Liquid Philippines.
I feel like I'm a curse. The things I like crumble.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. You attract the things you fear, right? So now, they're going to go for it again at Sanji, but they're going to be zoned out from the turtle. So now Kyle TZ grabs that one. But still, things are okay for TLPH. You know, they might get picked off here and there, but ultimately, they still have some control of this game.
Yeah, and for a majority of the game, it's like they have indeed been just playing the map. It's more of them utilizing their macros that they have in their lineup and the amount of zoning that they can offer. But that's a 2-man rotation up top. Super Marco, SOD connects towards him. That's the Glorious Pathway as well, but they get enough space just to take down this turret. And this is exactly what we've mentioned. They're just clearly playing the map.
Yeah, and Falcons will have to find a way to get out of this. Although it's going to be so tough with how Team Liquid Philippines are rotating, they're controlling, and how they're approaching engagements. Again, you're going to be looking at the Phoveus as one of the main reasons as to why Falcons are hesitating to fight. Why, unless they get a very clear start against the Phoveus like this.
Oh, Tidal Strike into the Tsunami Slam for Sanford, but he still gets away. That's the Revitalize 2 from JP Darkwave, stunning multiple members from Falcons, but Super Marco's there doing the free hits, taking down Sanford, but it's traded by Ogwin, and there's still a diversion. They still want to go for it. Sanji, will he get spotted here?
Oh, Super Marco.
He's not going to risk it.
Yeah, gonna risk it.
It's a Bruno. He's not going to try.
Yeah, it's better if he doesn't. He gets out. But I'm still surprised. You saw that fight happen. Yes, Ogwin started up using that Tidal Strike and then the Tsunami Slam. But then when they all crowded around and brought in, that's where, again, Sanji's going to have the advantage with this Luo Yi. And then you just have Sanford, you know, Infernal Pursuing and dunking on everybody. So as the game goes on, that Team Falcons will be able to withstand some of that combination a little bit easier. They got really close there where multiple of them almost died in that exchange.
Yeah. Okay, the next team fight for Team Liquid Philippines might not be so clear-cut, unless... Oh, they whittle him down low, but they're not going to be able to take down JP.
Oh, that's another...
Oh, another arrow.
Okay. Too far, though.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Hold on.
They're not done.
Okay, we cannot complete our thoughts. Kyle TZ just gets the perfect pickoff against Team Liquid down bot.
Yikes. For Team Liquid, losing OHEB there is going to be painful for them. But I think he should be back in time to dish out an SOD for what should be the first big Lord fight of the game.
Oh, they're going to blitz this one, though. They know OHEB's up in about 5. He's going to throw this spear for this. They want to just go for it.
Oh, they're going to target Sanford and JP first. And JP gets bursted down even as he just used the Glorious Pathway. Sanford using the Infernal Pursuits. And Carl TZ probably gains access, but he does not get to secure the objective.
No. I thought OHEB was just going to toss out the SOD, but they decided that with how fast it started to go bad there for Team Liquid Philippines, they probably just told OHEB no need to come in here. It's going to be way too risky. So Falcons are holding on with the raw damage output of Joyna, Bruno together, plus the crowd control that they can dish out. It's buying them time. So I did mention that the team fights for Team Liquid Philippines are not so clear-cut anymore. And yeah, we've gotten to that point where now it's back to whoever gets to play it better will win. But now we're starting to feel the pain point that is the Abyssal Arrows of Vaselina. Once it lands, it ruins the team fight timing for Team Liquid. Purple buff will get stolen away by Kyle.
You really have to admire how Team Falcons is playing this lineup. Again, this is a lineup, you see how often they get solo, but beneath half health in a lot of the team fights against what the composition TLPH has.
Yes.
And it really takes a lot of proper decision making to even bob and weave in and out of these fights, just like now.
Oh, FLCN
Yikes.
didn't expect the damage coming in from Team Liquid Philippines. All right, there's a diversion once more. They seem like they want to go for it. OHEB and Sanji gets stunned right in time, but the SOD connects onto Super Marco and they take him down right under the turret. There are no minions, however, and they will have to be safe. Kyle TZ uses the electrifying beats just to reunite with his teammates.
And this is what I was talking about. This is a squishy lineup, and they really have to be decisive on the fights they pick because a lot of the times they have been constantly getting low. So now they're going to lose the tier 1 turret in the mid. TLPH continues to press on the gas, and yeah, the purple buff might have got stolen earlier, but now they're going to take one for themselves.
All right.
It's just a response from Team Liquid. Abyssal Arrow won't connect onto anyone. Kyle TZ still gets the purple buff.
Yeah. Well, good news there for Falcons, and good news for them is that they still have that tower in the lower part of the map. So in terms of minion wave management, they just need to worry about the tower up top. Item-wise, okay, 3 items for the Bruno. Already Malefic Gun as the 3rd item, actually, to increase the range and even more crit and attack speed. While for the Moskov, already up to a DHS. So team fighting, as you mentioned there, Naisu, should go better for Falcons as long as they're going to start the blasting or they're all together. But if they get picked off one by one, similar to what happened in the previous sequence with Flap TZ overextending in the bottom, and then the surprise great call by Team Liquid Philippines to just commit and dive onto Super Marco once they saw him, then yeah, it's not going to go well for Falcons.
Yeah, they've really got to rely on that main point of this lineup, and that's actually pretty tough when it comes down to these lords. Carl TZ jumping in.
Sanford, Infernal Pursuits, does the receipt of the title strike once more, but Flap TZ gets to use the Vengeance as well as OD connecting from OHEB, and that's multiple members of Falcons forced to walk away.
Yeah, but they're just going to go ahead and heal back up. Again, Kalea does provide a lot of that sustainability too. So they might be down. They're going to wait for some of the ultimates to come back up. Again, also a flicker was burned, and even the revitalize from JP. So both teams just get set up now to go ahead and deal with this. But the diversion is going to be used. They're going to come back for this fight.
Amazing. Now they're complete once more. And just when Falcons wanted to engage, they find themselves in front of 5 members of Team Liquid Philippines. Flap TZ falls next. The only one who's traded so far is Sanford. Super Marco trying to survive, but Carl TZ still gets to take the kill. And Dungeon Spew as well. SOD connecting. And now it's a killing spree for Sanji. Now it's only Kyle TZ alone for Falcons.
What a quick call there by Team Liquid Philippines, since OHEB didn't have his head OD. He went with Sanji to apply a bit more pressure up top of the minion wave. Came back just in time using the diversion of the low Yi, and the team fight executed by Team Liquid Philippines led to this. Carl TZ getting the double, and the Lord for him and the Cavaliers.
Again, it's just the team fighting that Team Falcons is struggling with. Look at this, you know, even Flap gets crashed down on before that. Oakwin had no escape. He didn't have the flicker available. And when those arrows don't land, the fact that Carl survived that too, again, that's why the Suyo is so strong and it's such a priority. We saw the preview of that yesterday in the hands of King Kong, and now for Carl, TZ, and TLPH. They got themselves a Lord to work with, and they are going to be getting ready to approach the base here of Team Falcons. How's this look on the defense for Team Falcons?
Defending for them is not going to be the easiest for their kind of lineup. Team Liquid Philippines might just be able to throw bodies, specifically Sanford and JP. and Carl, while Sanji and Oheb will be at a safe distance, being able to pepper them from afar. I'm not saying Team Liquid Philippines should just overcommit, dive, and lose so many. No, but they can afford to do something close to that and still walk away with kills.
Yeah, throwing bodies, I feel like is something both teams want to do, but it's more expensive if Falcons were to do it first, not unless they get a kill. But it seems like Carl TZ still survives again, just in time, and it's Kyle TZ instead who falls right before this defense. But successfully though, Falcons will be able to make quick work of the Lord. But Sanji,
Ouch.
ouch, alone at that.
Okay. But
Sanji's 2v1ing the Bruno.
Sanji?
He didn't want to do that earlier, but now he's doing it against two.
Oh!
Enough time for Carl TZ to catch up though, but that defense from Flap TZ making sure he goes down. And there's the knockups too coming from Ogwen. They decide to fight right under the base, but Ogwen gets taken out alongside Kyle.
Oh, they're gonna go for another turret. It goes in.
Flicker Dark Wave coming in from Sanford, and they just want to put an end to this game. Flap TZ trying to clear the waves, so will Few attempt to do so.
Super Marco.
Super Marco buying time, but there's Carl TZ and JP making sure he does not survive.
What?
Still almost goes for the outplay and distracts Team Liquid Philippines.
Kyle, is he gonna be able to chase down JP? I can't believe Carl's alive again.
Oh.
And JP escapes as well.
Oh, there are minions walking up top.
To do something like that takes massive balls of damage. And that's exactly what the Bruno had.
Ooh, those are on fire, man. Oh, and it just showcases what this Suyo can do. Call it strong, call it OP, but my God. You know, it's just time and time again, but Team Falcons, amidst it all, you know, they're able to actually go and fight back in moments like that.
Yeah. That was a bold move from Sanji, though, I must say.
Yeah, Sanji starting all of that by saying, look, I can handle 2v1 as a low Yi. Oh, oops, I have a Winter Crown. He gets taken out first, but they got to trade things out. But even Flap TZ being the one there to, I thought he would fall down early, but no, he was able to escape that sequence with the dive by Team Liquid Philippines. And you saw the TLPH actually played that right. They were zoning out Marco. They needed to keep the Bruno as far away from the action as possible, but Marco just held on with a crazy amount of lifesteal that he was able to get and that he has already. So I still lean towards the idea that Team Liquid Philippines should still be able to win team fights much easier this time around. But Falcons need to force something, because defending this without towers, this next Lord is going to be so tough.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to see how they deal with this. Oheb took that one arrow, took him to half health. Right now, again, positioning is going to be very important. Carl TZ will keep this Lord pulled out. It will go for a reset. They got to deal with the waves in the mid and the top for Team Falcons.
Yeah.
They know that. They have the information. And right now, TLPH, they can still make a mistake despite them having all the base turrets down, despite them having this Lui Yi and being a little bit of ahead. They have to respect what this lineup from Team Falcons can do, especially around the Abyssal Arrows.
Wait, no more curtain call for the CC. This is actually big for Team Liquid Philippines. They still have all their ultimates while the CC lost hers.
Oh, yeah.
Minion waves don't look good as well in the bottom for Falcons. Diversion to the bottom.
Oh, there you go. There's one ultimate. Where are they sending Oheb? They're sending him down bottom. And now Team Liquid Philippines will decide to engage in the fight. Oh, TZ secures the Lord as well. And it's a 1v1 down bottom. Where are we supposed to look?